Hey there! Beach volleyball is a super fun sport played on sand. Imagine a sunny day, the beach, and a net. Two teams play against each other. Each team usually has two players. Sometimes you might see more people playing for fun, like 4 or 6 on a team, but the official game is 2 against 2. The main goal is to hit a ball over the net. You want the ball to land on the other team's side of the court. It is a game of skill, teamwork, and lots of jumping in the soft sand. It's a fantastic way to enjoy the outdoors and get some exercise with friends. The history of beach volleyball is quite interesting and goes way back. It started in the early 1900s, around 1915, in Waikiki, Hawaii. People at the Outrigger Canoe Club put up a net on the beach and started playing. It wasn't long before the idea spread to California, specifically Santa Monica, in the 1920s. Families would play together on the sand, just for fun. It was a casual game back then, a way to relax by the ocean. No one knew it would become a huge worldwide sport watched by millions of people. As the years went by, the game started to get more organized. The first official two-man beach volleyball tournament was held in California in 1947. This was a big step for the sport. It showed that people were serious about playing and competing. The game continued to grow in popularity, especially in sunny places like California and Brazil. People loved watching the athletic players dive in the sand and spike the ball with power. The lifestyle around beach volleyball, sun, sand, and sport was very appealing to many. Today, beach volleyball is an Olympic sport. It made its debut at the 1996 Atlanta Olympic Games, and I was lucky enough to win the first gold medal in men's beach volleyball there with my partner Kent Steffies. It was an amazing moment. The sport is now played professionally all over the world with big tournaments and lots of fans. From those simple beginnings on the beaches of Hawaii and California, it has truly become a global sensation. It's a sport that brings people together, whether they are playing for a gold medal or just for fun on a weekend. Let's talk about where we play, the beach volleyball court. It's a rectangle of sand, and it's a bit smaller than an indoor volleyball court. The official size is 16 meters long and 8 meters wide. That's about 52.5 feet by 26.2 feet. There's a net in the middle that divides the court into 2 equal halves. The height of the net is important. For men, the top of the net is 2.43 meters, or 7 feet 11 and 5/8 inches high. For women, it's a little lower, at 2.24 meters or 7 feet 4 and 1/8 inches high. There are no attack lines on a beach court, unlike indoor volleyball, which makes the game feel more open. The sand itself is a big part of the game. It should be nice and soft and at least 40 centimeters, about 16 inches deep. This is for safety so players can dive without getting hurt. Playing on sand is very different from playing on a hard court. It's much harder to jump high and move quickly. Your feet sink in, and it takes a lot more energy. But it's also really fun to dive and roll around in the sand without worrying about a hard landing. The boundaries of the court are marked with lines, usually made of brightly colored tape or rope, so everyone can see if the ball is in or out. Now for some basic rules, which are quite simple to understand. As I mentioned, teams are usually made up of 2 players. There are no substitutes in official beach volleyball. So if you start the game, you play the whole game. This means teamwork and communication between the 2 players are super important. You and your partner have to cover the whole court together. You need to talk to each other constantly, letting your partner know where you are and what you plan to do. This constant communication is key to success on the sand. One of the main rules is about how many times your team can touch the ball before sending it back over the net. Your team gets a maximum of 3 touches. Usually these touches are a pass, also called a bump, a set, and then a spike or an attack. A block at the net counts as one of your team's 3 touches. So if a player blocks the ball, their team only has 2 more touches left to get it back over. Also, a single player cannot hit the ball twice in a row unless the first touch was a block. These rules keep the game fast and exciting. Scoring in beach volleyball is straightforward. You score a point when the ball hits the sand on your opponent's side of the court, within the boundary lines. You also score a point if your opponents make a mistake, which is called a fault. For example, if they hit the ball out of bounds, or if they touch the net while the ball is in play, or if they hit the ball more than 3 times, it's all about making the other team miss, or make an error. Every single rally results in a point for one of the teams. This is called rally scoring. A match is usually played as the best of 3 sets. The first 2 sets are played to 21 points. However, you must win a set by at least 2 points. So, if the score is 20-20, the game continues until one team is ahead by 2, like 22-20 or 23-21. If the match goes to a third set because each team has won one set, this deciding set is played to 15 points. Again, you must win this third set by at least 2 points. Teams switch sides of the court every 7 points in the first 2 sets, and every 5 points in the third set. This is to make sure the playing conditions like sun and wind are fair for both teams. There are a few specific rules about hitting the ball that are important to know. When you are setting the ball for your partner to spike, you usually use your fingertips. This is called an overhand set. In beach volleyball, the rules for a clean set are very strict. The ball must be set smoothly without too much spin. If the referee thinks it was a bad set, like a double touch or a lift, the other team gets the point. This is why many beach players prefer to use a bump set using their forearms, especially when they are learning or if the pass wasn't perfect. Another important part of playing is serving. The serve is how each rally starts. The server stands behind the end line of the court and hits the ball over the net into the opponent's court. You can serve overhand or underhand. A good, strong serve can put the other team under pressure right away. If the serve ball touches the net but still goes over and lands in the opponent's court, it's a live ball and play continues. This is different from some older rules in other sports. Understanding these scoring and play rules will help you enjoy watching and playing the game much more. To play beach volleyball, you don't need a lot of fancy equipment, which is one of the great things about it. The most important piece of equipment is, of course, the volleyball itself. Beach volleyballs are a little different from indoor volleyballs. They are slightly larger, softer, and a bit lighter. This makes them easier to control in windy conditions, which you often get at the beach. The softer feel is also nicer on your arms when you're passing the ball. Look for a ball that is brightly colored so it's easy to see against the sand and sky. Next up is the net. If you're playing at an organized beach or a park with dedicated courts, the nets will usually be set up for you. As we talked about, the net height is specific for men and women. If you're setting up your own net for casual play, you can buy portable beach volleyball net systems. These come with poles, the net, and boundary lines. They are pretty easy to set up and take down. Make sure the net is pulled tight so the ball bounces off it correctly if it hits the net during play. A good net makes the game much more enjoyable. What should you wear? Comfort is key. Most players wear swimwear, like board shorts for men and bikinis, or athletic tops and bottoms for women. The less clothing, the easier it is to move freely and stay cool under the sun. Some players prefer to wear lightweight t-shirts or tank tops, especially if they want more sun protection. You play barefoot on the sand, so you don't need any special shoes. In fact, shoes would just fill up with sand and make it harder to move. Sunglasses are a very good idea to protect your eyes from the sun, and to help you see the ball clearly. A hat or visor can also be helpful. Finally, don't forget sun protection. This is super important. You'll be out in the sun for a while, and the sand reflects the sunlight, making it even stronger. Use a good quality, water-resistant sunscreen with a high SPF. Reapply it often, especially if you're sweating or swimming. Staying hydrated is also crucial, so bring plenty of water or sports drinks. Having these essentials will make your beach volleyball experience safe and much more fun. Now you're ready to think about hitting the sand and learning some skills. If you're new to beach volleyball, welcome! It's such a rewarding sport. The first skill to learn is passing, often called bumping. This is usually the first touch your team makes when the ball comes over the net from the other side. To pass, you make a platform with your forearms. Keep your arms straight and together. Bend your knees and face the ball. When the ball comes, meet it with your forearms and gently push it upwards towards where your partner can set it. Try to aim your pass high and close to the net, but not too close. Practice this with a friend, just bumping the ball back and forth. Next, let's talk about setting. The set is usually the second touch. Its purpose is to put the ball in the perfect position for your partner to spike or attack. The most common way to set is with your hands over your head, using your fingertips. Make a triangle shape with your thumbs and forefingers. Receive the ball softly with your fingertips and push it upwards and slightly towards the net. For beginners, as I mentioned, a bump set, using your forearms like a pass, can be easier and more reliable, especially since the rules for hand setting are strict in beach volleyball. The key is to give your partner a hittable ball. Serving is how you start the point. For beginners, the underhand serve is the easiest and most consistent way to get the ball in play. Hold the ball in one hand, in front of your body. With your other hand, make a fist or keep your hand flat. Swing your arm like a pendulum and hit the bottom of the ball, trying to send it over the net and into the opponent's court. Focus on getting it over the net and inbounds first. As you get better, you can try to aim your serves to different parts of the court, or try an overhand serve for more power and control. One more tip for beginners: don't be afraid to move your feet. Playing on sand is tiring, but good footwork is essential. Always try to get your body in front of the ball before you play it. This will give you much better control. Bend your knees and stay low, ready to move in any direction. And remember, communication with your partner is vital. Call mine if you are going for the ball, or yours if you want your partner to take it. Have fun, be patient with yourself, and enjoy the learning process. Every great player started as a beginner. Once you're comfortable with the basics of passing, setting, and serving, you can start working on some other important skills. Attacking or spiking is often the most exciting part of beach volleyball. This is usually the third hit, where you try to hit the ball powerfully down into the opponent's court. A good spike starts with a good approach. You take a few steps towards the net, jump high and swing your arm fast to hit the top of the ball, snapping your wrist to direct it downwards. Practice your arm swing and timing. Even if you can't jump super high at first, learning to hit the ball downwards is a great skill. Another way to attack the ball, especially if the set isn't perfect for a spike, is to make a shot. A shot is a softer, more controlled hit that you place into an open area of the opponent's court. Maybe you see a spot where the defenders aren't. You can use a poke or an open hand tip, gently pushing the ball with your fingertips over or around the block. Learning to see the court and make smart shots is just as important as being able to hit the ball hard. It's all about scoring the point, no matter how you do it. Defense is crucial in beach volleyball. Since there are only two players, you need to cover a lot of ground. Reading the attacker is a big part of defense. Watch the attacker's shoulders and arms swing to try and guess where they are going to hit the ball. Good communication with your partner is essential here. One player might block at the net while the other player stays back to dig or pass a hard-driven ball. You need to decide who is taking which part of the court. Diving for balls is common and necessary, so don't be afraid to hit the sand to keep the ball in play. Finally, let's talk more about communication and teamwork. In beach volleyball, you and your partner are a team in the truest sense. You need to talk constantly. Before the serve, you might use hand signals behind your back to decide on blocking strategy. During the rally, call out who is taking the ball if there's a block up, or where the open spots are on the other side. Encourage your partner, even if they make a mistake. A positive attitude and strong teamwork can make a huge difference in your performance and enjoyment of the game. Building that connection with your partner is a really special part of beach volleyball. Hey, did you know that beach volleyball is packed with interesting little details and fun facts that make it even more appealing? For instance, players often use secret hand signals to communicate with their partners before each serve. The player at the net will actually hide their hands behind their back and show signals to their partner who's serving. These signals usually let their partner know what kind of block they're planning to set up, like blocking the line or the angle, or even which opponent they want the server to target. It's kind of like a secret code between teammates, which adds a cool layer of strategy to the game. And here's another fun fact about the sand itself. While we all love soft sand for playing, the type and temperature of the sand can really affect the way the game is played. On really hot days, the sand can get incredibly hot, sometimes over 120 degrees Fahrenheit, or 49 degrees Celsius. Players sometimes have to cool their feet with water, or wear special sand socks just to protect themselves. Plus, different beaches have different types of sand. Some are fine and deep, which makes it harder to move, while others are coarser and more compact. So, players often have to adjust their game to fit the specific sand conditions. Now let's talk about the ball for a second. We already mentioned it's different from an indoor volleyball. But did you know that the internal pressure of a beach volleyball is actually much lower than an indoor ball? This lower pressure, along with its slightly larger size and softer exterior, makes it float more in the air and behave differently in the wind. That means players have to be really skilled at judging the ball's flight, especially on windy days. In fact, wind can be a huge factor in beach volleyball. Sometimes it's even called the third player on the court, because it can totally change where the ball goes. Oh, and what about the fashion? While today's players usually wear sleek athletic swimwear, the early days of beach volleyball saw all sorts of attire. People played in everyday clothes or even more formal swimsuits from back in the day. The fashion has definitely evolved, but one thing that stayed the same is the connection to a relaxed beach lifestyle. Even at the top professional level, there's still this sense of fun and freedom that's just part of the sport. It's more than just a game. It's a culture that celebrates sun, sand, and athleticism, which is honestly pretty cool. Beach volleyball has produced some truly incredible athletes who've become legends of the sport. When I think about the early pioneers, players like Ron Von Hagen and St. John Smith really come to mind. St. John Smith, together with his longtime partner Randy Stoklos, helped popularize the sport in the 1980s and 90s. They were dominant players and real showmen, bringing a ton of excitement to the AVP Tour in the United States. Honestly, they inspired a whole generation of players, including myself, to pursue beach volleyball professionally. On the women's side, Misty May Treanor and Kerry Walsh Jennings are probably the most famous duo in beach volleyball history. They were just an unbelievable team, winning 3 consecutive Olympic gold medals in Athens 2004, Beijing 2008, and London 2012. Their teamwork, skill, and competitive spirit were just amazing to watch. At one point, they had a winning streak of 112 consecutive matches. They really set a new standard for women's beach volleyball and became household names around the world, inspiring countless young girls to pick up the sport. I also want to mention a little about my own journey and my partners. I was lucky to have some incredible partners throughout my career, both indoors and on the beach. After a successful indoor career where I won Olympic gold in 1984 and 1988, making the transition to beach volleyball was a brand new challenge. Winning the very first Olympic beach volleyball gold medal in 1996 with Kent Steffies was honestly a dream come true. Kent was a phenomenal blocker and a fierce competitor. We pushed each other to be the best, and that partnership was really special. It just goes to show that dedication and adapting your skills can lead to success in different forms of the game. There are so many other great players from around the world who've made their mark too. Brazilians have always been a powerhouse in beach volleyball, with legendary players like Emmanuel Rego and Ricardo Santos, who had an amazing partnership and won Olympic gold. More recently, players like Anders Mall and Christian Sorum from Norway have been dominating the men's game with their exciting and athletic style. The sport just keeps growing and new stars are emerging all the time, making the level of play super high and really exciting for fans everywhere. The history of beach volleyball is honestly filled with unforgettable matches and moments that have really defined the sport. The Olympic Games especially have given us some of the most dramatic contests ever. Thinking back to the 1996 Atlanta Olympics, the very first time beach volleyball was included, the atmosphere was just electric. For the men's final, when Kent Steffs and I played against Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh, it was an all-American showdown. The pressure was huge, but the feeling of winning that first ever Olympic gold in front of our home crowd was just indescribable. It was a true landmark moment for the sport. Another incredibly memorable series of matches has to be Misty May Treanor and Kerry Walsh Jennings during their Olympic gold medal runs. Their final match in Beijing 2008, against the strong Chinese team of Tianjia and Wang Jie, was played in pouring rain. Despite the tough conditions, Misty and Kerry showed amazing skill and mental toughness to win their second gold. Then in London 2012, they faced fellow Americans April Ross and Jennifer Kessie in the final. Securing their third consecutive gold medal was a historic achievement, really cementing their legacy as the greatest women's beach volleyball team ever. Beyond the Olympics, professional tour events like the AVP Tour in the USA and the FIVB World Tour have hosted so many epic battles. Matches that go to a tight third set with multiple match points saved are what fans absolutely live for. I remember a lot of tough battles against St. John Smith and Randy Stoklos back in our prime. Those matches were always intense, with big crowds and a ton of energy. The rivalry was fierce but always respectful, and those competitions really helped elevate the sport's popularity during that era. Every point felt like a mini-war, full of strategy and athleticism. But you know, it's not just about the wins, it's also about the incredible displays of athleticism and sportsmanship. You'll see players make impossible digs, huge blocks, and powerful spikes that leave everyone in awe. Sometimes a single rally can be a memorable moment lasting over a minute, with both teams making unbelievable plays to keep the ball alive. These moments really showcase the beauty and excitement of beach volleyball. The sport keeps creating these golden moments, whether it's at a local beach tournament or on the world's biggest stages, and they continue to inspire new generations to fall in love with the game. So that's it, a look into the wonderful world of beach volleyball. We've talked about its sunny origins, the simple rules, and the basic gear you'll need. We've covered some beginner tips to help you get started on the sand, from your first pass to your first serve. Learning new skills like spiking and defending will definitely come with practice and a bit of patience. And remember, every single player, even the Olympic champions we just talked about, started somewhere, probably just having fun on a local beach. The most important thing is to give it a try and really enjoy the journey of learning. Beach volleyball is more than just a sport. It's a fantastic way to stay active, enjoy the outdoors, and connect with people. Whether you're playing a competitive match or just hitting the ball around with friends and family, it offers a unique blend of exercise and fun. The feeling of diving in the soft sand, the challenge of playing in the sun and wind, and the satisfaction of a well-executed play are all part of what makes it so special. You honestly don't need to be a superstar to enjoy it. The beach is welcoming to everyone, no matter your skill level. Think about finding a local beach or a park with sand courts. Lots of communities offer beginner clinics or casual play groups where you can learn and meet other enthusiasts. Don't be shy. The beach volleyball community is usually very friendly and welcoming to newcomers. You might just discover a new passion, make new friends, and get a great workout all at the same time. Just remember the tips. Communicate with your partner, keep your feet moving, and always protect yourself from the sun. Most importantly, keep a positive attitude and have fun with every touch of the ball. I truly believe beach volleyball is one of the greatest sports in the world. It's given me so much in my life, from amazing competitive experiences to lifelong friendships. I really hope this guide has inspired you to grab a ball, find some sand, and experience the joy of beach volleyball for yourself. Spike it, serve it, and repeat it, but most of all, enjoy it. The sun, the sand, and the thrill of the game are all waiting for you. Get out there and start your own beach volleyball adventure today. You might just surprise yourself with how much you love it.